Hello, Party is here to tell you another Akbar and Birbal story. You heard one about the brinjal curry, no? This is another similar story. Here also, Birbal is super brilliant. He was very witty. Akbar used to take all the advice from Birbal. And Birbal at times would give some sound advice so that at the correct moment Akbar would act wisely. So Akbar was very, very fond of Birbal and Birbal also liked Akbar very much. But when you're somebody's favorite, sometimes other people don't like it. So the other ministers and other courtiers were not at all happy. They said, "What is this? Always Birbal, always Birbal, always Birbal. The king doesn't ask us for anything. We should teach this Birbal a nice lesson." Is it a good thought? Is it a good thought? No. You should never think bad for anybody. But the courtiers were not like that. They wanted Birbal gone. So they all got together and thought, how do we do away with this Birbal? Then they realized there was a barber in the court. This barber was very close to Akbar because he was cutting Akbar's hair. He had to be close to Akbar, no? So, and every now and then when the barber went to cut Akbar's hair and give him a shave and all that, Akbar and the barber would talk to each other. So they called the barber, they gave him a bag of gold. The barber was so happy. He had never seen so much money in his life. And they told, we are going to tell you something, listen carefully and act accordingly. This money is for that. So the barber said, okay, I'll do whatever you say. So the next day morning, the barber went to give a shave to Akbar. So as he put the soap and all on Akbar, Akbar looked at the barber and said, why are you looking a little sad today? The barber said, you know what, king, I've been thinking, I know I was the barber for your father, I was the barber for your grandfather, and now I'm the barber for you. All these people in heaven, I don't know how they are. I sometimes think we should send somebody to heaven and find out how they are all doing. Akbar started laughing. He said, what a crazy idea, barber. Who can go to the heaven? Who can go to heaven and come back? Is it even possible? I also would like to know how my father is. I would like to know how my grandfather is. But it is not possible. You know that very well. I too know that very well. The barber said, no, Raja, no, king. There is a magician in this town who can send people to heaven and bring them back. So I can bring that magician and we can send a clever person to heaven so that he can go and meet with your father, your grandfather, all your ancestors he can meet. And then he can come back and tell us. And in case they need something in heaven, we can send that also to heaven. What do you say, king? Akbar got really excited. He said, wow, that's fantastic, barber. Ask the magician to come. Let me ask my courtiers and ministers whom we can send. So the next day morning in the court, Akbar announced that somebody is going to go to heaven to see his father. So he asked the courtiers, whom do you think we should send? So all the courtiers thought for a while and said, Birbal. Everybody said it in one voice. They all said, Birbal. So the king called Birbal. And he told Birbal, you know what? You're the first person alive who's going to go to heaven. You're going to meet my father, my grandfather, all my people who are there. See if they are happy first. See if they need anything. If they need anything, then you can go back. You can come and tell me. Then I can send all that to heaven. So Birbal said, Wow, king, that is such a fantastic idea. I'm so happy, I'm so happy. But I need 3 months' time, king. See, I have a little work at home. Let me finish that work, then I will go to heaven. Now, Birbal knew the barber was behind this idea. The barber gave the idea to Akbar. So, Birbal went back home. He acted very busy. But what do you think Birbal was doing at home? He was digging a secret tunnel to the crematorium. That is the place where they burn all the bodies and they bury the bodies, no? He was digging a tunnel to that place. Once he had finished the tunnel, he came back to the king and said, "Oh king, I am ready now to go to heaven." So the king, on the appointed day, all the courtiers gathered around the cemetery. They waited. Firewood was kept. Then they made Birbal sit in the middle, and the magician came. He did all Shu Mandrakali, Shu, 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 and he lit the match. The firewood started burning. But what did Birbal do? He went into the tunnel, quickly went to his home. He went to his bedroom and had a good night's sleep. But did Birbal ever come out of his house? No, nobody knew Birbal was in his house. Birbal was 4 months inside his house. He never came out. Then after 4 months, one morning, Birbal came walking into Akbar's court and he said, "King, I am back, emperor, great emperor, I am back." And how did Birbal look? Birbal had long hair, his beard had grown, he looked real unruly. But the king was very happy to see Birbal. He said, "Oh, you're back, Birbal, I'm so happy you come back. Oh, did you meet my father?" Birbal said, "Yes, I met." "Did you meet my grandfather?" "Yes, I met." "Did you meet my mother?" "Yes, I met." "What did they say, Birbal? What do they want in heaven?" Birbal said, "You know what? They told me so many fun stories about you, Akbar, and I told them about how you have conquered almost all of India and how you are a mighty and strong emperor, how you rule wisely. They were so happy and proud of you." Then Akbar asks, "Then did they not want anything?" Birbal says, "Yes, they want something. See how I am king, my beard is grown, my hair is grown. Unfortunately, they don't have any barbers in heaven. So your grandfather's hair is almost touching the ground. He is tying it up so that it doesn't sweep the floor. His beard is almost touching his feet. They look real horrible to look at. They don't look good. Your father's hair is touching his beard is touching his knees and his hair is touching the floor. So, they want a barber in heaven. They told me to go and tell you to send the barber to heaven. They wanted that barber, the regular barber, to come there. So they said, once he has done all the shaving and cutting off hair, they'll send him back. That's the only request they had, king. They wanted the barber. So Akbar said, "Oh, is that so? That's all they wanted. They did not want any food. They did not want any money. They did not want any clothes." Birbal said, "No, king, everything is there in heaven. Tastiest food you can get. Best clothes. But unfortunately, no barbers." So Akbar said, "Okay." He called the barber. He called the magician. And he told the magician, "Tomorrow morning 10 a.m. you're sending this barber to heaven. Let him go, give a shave, cut my great ancestor's hair, and then you can bring him back. Get ready, magician, get all your puja items and all the items that is required for the magic and the ritual ready. Barber, you be ready with all your tools, your scissors, your razors and everything. Be ready tomorrow morning 10 o'clock. The barber asked, "Why, Maharaj?" Akbar said, "You're going to heaven. My grandfather needs a barber. My father needs a barber. You're the best barber. You're my barber, so I'm sending you to heaven. Be ready. How do you think the barber's face became? Me? Akbar said, yes, you. Tomorrow morning, be ready at 10 o'clock. Next morning, the entire people, the court, the courtiers, ministers, everybody gathered at the cemetery. For what? To send the barber to heaven. But did the barber come? No. They could not find the barber nor the magician anywhere. The barber had taken a run and gone very, 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 very far away, never to be seen by Akbar. Nobody could find the barber nor the magician.